All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We've got Linny on Mega Man for Wichita State versus YoseFu for Mississippi State. I mean, things are going to be intense. It's going to be Simon versus Mega Man, which is not a matchup you'd see very often.
Exactly. You know, Simon, he's got the heavier advantage. Both of them have really great range attacks. Of course, like, all Mega Man is probably a walking range attack, just the neutral punches
honestly.
and all that. But well, it's interesting to see what we're going to witness from these two guys.
Oh, yeah, and right now we see Linny getting hyper aggressive, able to dump in 65% projectiles left, right, and center, and tries to read the side B there into the aggression, but unable to do so. Tries to read that dash with that chain, but unable to find anything off the back of it. Now 86% in favor of Linny on this Mega Man, and YoseFu playing similar to our Link character just minutes ago, not using projectiles nearly as much as you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. He's starting to pick it up a little bit better now.
Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing it's a pretty close match, except right when and I just jinxed it right there when I said it was close.
Caster's Curse, and just like that, the great whip shot coming out from YoseFu onto Linny, gonna take things from what was a very close matchup to an immediate lead for the Simon player, who not only hits a little bit harder, but is a little bit heavier and a little bit more difficult to launch.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see from Linny, a little bit is being a little bit careful after taking that stock, and needs to be a little bit more aggressive, as we just saw right there. And we'll see, and just try to get YoseFu out of the 100 stock range and into the only 2 stocks.
Absolutely, and Linny just constantly looking for this down air, this spike, and that's something that you'd expect to see coming out from a Mega Man player. It's one of their favorite things to do. Both Mega Man players and Mario players absolutely love to find people off the stage like that. But it looked like a phantom footstool there onto Linny, but it looks like they were able to recover off the back of it as well. Now we're seeing a lot more projectiles. As I said it, we just saw this Simon player just start dumping out these projectiles, and it's really started to give them a competitive edge.
Exactly, and we just witnessed another stock taken, and right now Linny just needs to be aggressive more than anything. Simon's at a 121, so you got to get him out and try to get back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. This started so close. Linny had such an aggressive lead early on, but I mean, since that moment, since that first stock was taken, they have just been picking themselves up off the ground time and time again. And YoseFu already looking to tie or end up and find this third and final stock, looking to dump in that damage. Here comes the projectiles, time and time again, just forcing Linny off the ledge and back onto the map into more projectiles. That's arguably the most terrifying thing about a Simon or a Richter player, is they've got 3 main projectiles, and all 3 of them cover a different approach. Able to find that first stock. Finally, Linny able to find an elimination onto YoseFu, but the projectiles start dumping out once again. 90% on that final stock. They've got to put in the damage and not drop this for a second.
Exactly, and you got to be careful if you're Linny. When YoseFu's doing that damage, or not damage, when he's on defense and you're starting to attack, you got to pull away. We've seen him pull away pretty fast out of defense and into good transition into offense.
Yeah,
a lot of ledge guards we're seeing.
Oh yeah, Linny trying to play that ledge, but these projectiles just able to pick them up every single time. They're going to roll right into a throw, and that throw is going to send them right back off the map. The lemon coming through, trying to fight it, but no, the whip shot again. You land, you stare the whip in the face, the whip will laugh. The chain shot coming through, and just a phenomenal shot, able to take that Mega Man out of there. It's going to be a one point victory here coming through, and now, I mean, this could already be over. We see YoseFu, Mississippi State, they're on game point here for this matchup.
Yeah, YoseFu, I tell you what, at that very last stock, after Linny was in the 100% range mark, he was just playing him on the ledge guard, basically just toying with him at this point. So WSU really needs to be aggressive. That's all I can stress. Just be aggressive now.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to sound like a high school cheerleader, but be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. They really need to focus up. And I think the projectiles coming out from YoseFu is what made the difference. Linny needs to just work around them a little bit more and, maybe not fall into them as often. Of course, that's easier said than done. Especially in this scenario here, there really wasn't anything else they could have done other than the roll-up. But, they were still right there for the grab, and that, at the end of the day, was the final nail in that coffin, no pun intended there, off that one. But now, YoseFu already locked back in. Something tells me they are not changing characters. Linny, however, might have to swap things up if they want to try to take this.
Yeah, one thing YoseFu did really, really well, transition offense. He's been had his shield out when Linny was attacking him, and then immediately just transition in offense, take him out, and then go back to that ledge guard he was.
Yeah, absolutely. We see some great aggression coming out from YoseFu and Linny. I mean, really going to have to clean things up here and really come out a little bit cleaner than we've already seen. We saw, like I said at the beginning, you mentioned this as well. It was super close at the start. Things were, I mean, neck and neck, and then all of a sudden, YoseFu just popped off. The projectiles came flying out. Danger speeds, and Linny caught every single one of them with his face and body and paid the price at the end of the day, losing all 3 of those stocks. Plenty of time to turn it around, though. If they can keep the momentum we saw early on, I think there's great opportunity to see our first game 3 of the night.
Exactly, and if you're going up against a Simon or Richter, they have terrible recovery, except when they grab on their grabs and their whips. But if you can just get them down closer, lower to the stage instead of out towards the edge, you have a chance of taking out a stock from Simon.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
WC needs to work.
Yeah, I think Linny maybe just looking for a little bit more edge guarding, just playing a little bit more careful than we saw earlier on, would make a huge impact on the combat. Just trying to find that healthy level of aggression, but also not forgetting about defense. If you attack too aggressively, you leave yourself wide open for a defensive attack. So right now we're going to have to see them change it up, but no, we're going to see Mega Man versus Simon once again. And moving forward, I believe that Mississippi State has secured a victory here. I don't think no matter what happens, I don't think Wichita is able to come back from such a massive point deficit.
Exactly. Their biggest mistake was just not being aggressive too much and then transition into offense out of defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Linny already taking that early 12%, being thrown off the map, and now the projectiles come pouring out. You've got to get off that ledge as soon as possible. This may already be a stock down the drain, but no, the platform this time. This map suited a little bit better to approach a Simon. There's going to be plenty of platforms to move forward and get hyper-aggressive, where last time you just had to run in a straight line right toward him. Now we see the aggression coming out, 43 to 44, and again, neck and neck, but Simon able to land that up special, and now into the flame. They're into the holy water, going to put Linny at 90% already. Looks like they missed the recovery with the rising map, and that's going to be a disaster.
His edge guard is so lethal, YoseFu's, and it's pretty hard to get out of it. But earlier, Linny was only at 36%. You can take that damage and just try to get back on the stage. You just need to take that damage. I know it's still early, but you got to get back on it. You got to get back in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. You lose that stock early on, but now you've already gotten this person to a reasonable stock. Simon's heavy, but he's not the heaviest. 93%, absolutely a kill zone. But these holy waters just finding Linny over and over, knocking him out of combos and setups and smash attacks. And that really, I think, is what is causing this Mega Man player to pay the price, is they are not watching out for this same projectile over and over again. Now desperately looking for that up smash, just trying to find any value, trying to find an elimination on YoseFu. 80% already down the drain here, and things are looking disastrous more and more by the second for Wichita State.
Exactly, and this isn't a matchup we see a lot with Mega Man and Simon. It's just not, Mega Man's a pretty light character, but his range is good. Then again, Simon's range is just excellent. We've seen it time and time. You can use his projectiles just as a great ledge guard, every single one.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we see YoseFu already up on that 2 stock again, 120%, but Linny already down to their final stock. An unfortunate look, to say the very least. Right now with 25% back to the ledge, they have fallen into YoseFu's trap over and over again. Time and time again, they have fallen right into this off-stage ledge trapping, and it has just worked flawlessly. 98% final stock. YoseFu, they are looking for a 3 stock here. A phenomenal matchup so far for this player. And Simon just finding the damage. These projectiles are nothing if not brutal. Linny now 115%. YoseFu 150. Looking to end this right here, right now. Looking to send this player home and put us into game 5, our final game of the evening. There it is. The whip shot comes through. That's a phenomenal 3 stock from YoseFu onto Linny. And just again, just increasing that massive point deficit here for Mississippi State.
That last stock to get him up to 100%, I was counting the clock. It took him 15 seconds to get him up to 100%. That was just some crazy aggression from YoseFu. And it seemed to me he was just getting aggressive time and time and time after each stock was taken.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely something you don't want to see happen very often. But I mean, Linny just got it handed to them. An unfortunate thing to say the very least. But as it comes through, those stocks desperately tried, and losing that first stock early on just due to the map rising up, not what you want to see as a player. I don't want to call it an SD because really was just great timing coming out from this Simon, but it's definitely an unfortunate thing moving forward, something to look out for. And maybe don't play the ledge as much against the Simon. We saw Linny pay the price for that, arguably 6 times.
Exactly. You just got to get past that ledge. You're going to take some damage either way. Just get past the ledge, but just got to get back into the middle ground. And there's that middle ground talk I've been saying again and again. WSU has just not been great controlling the middle ground. They just need to get
Yeah.
better at that.
Absolutely. There's definitely things that all these players need to learn from, and I think we see Mississippi State taking advantage of the fact that maybe Wichita State isn't as prepared for this upcoming season, this spring split. They've started taking